Yeah, so I'm calling this one footballers playing for money. I mean, what do you think? Should players play for the love of the game or should they play for money? But anyway, here's the video. Right, so it's still the football off season, isn't it? Yeah. And with that comes some absolute nonsense, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. So recently, I came across a Facebook post about John Duran, which I'll show you here. Yeah, and I thought to myself, let's talk about it. So, what's the issue here? Well, first of all, there is no real issue, but one thing I will talk about is football fans. Now, first of all, we as football fans, or you know what? I'm not going to say we, because I am not a massive fan of football these days, so I'm just going to generalize it. Football fans, the fans, especially the older ones, they like to see players ending their careers with the club they started with. So you have the likes of Ryan Giggs, who ended his career with United. You have the likes of Gary Neville, who ended his career with United. I mean, you like club legends, don't you? And I should also say, wait, John Terry ended his career with Aston Villa, so that's a terrible example. But anyway, yeah, so you guys like club legends, you like sentiment in football, but as the game has moved on over the last 20 or so years, or should I say 30 odd years, actually, yeah, actually maybe even less than 20 years. Look, I don't know, but as the game's moved on over the years, I'm thinking to myself about whether this like club legend thing still exists. I mean, of course, you have club legends who have played for other clubs, like say Thierry Henry being an Arsenal legend. Yes, he played for Barcelona, or Frank Lampard being a Chelsea legend, yet he played for Manchester City. You guys like players staying at one club for most of their careers, which is fair because you guys like the sentiment of traditionalism. But as the game has evolved and will continue to evolve, we're starting to see less of that. And I think to myself that football isn't just a sport, but a business to make as much money as you can. And and it's an opinion like that'll have fans enraged. And fair enough, because those fans will say, "Oh, you should play football for the love of the game rather than for the money," and fair enough. That's a valid point, but what's also a valid point is that players can make as much money as they want from the game, and if a player decides to play for money, then fair enough. Like, and these days, I really don't get the whole love of the game thing, because if someone played if someone played football for the love of the game, is what I should say. I mean, when it comes to the end of their careers, what's the next thing for them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard of players in the past run into financial issues because once the football money stops, everything else does, and so they're just left going back to square one. And players such as John Duran don't want to be left at square one, and it's one of the reasons why why he's making the moves he has, not just for him, but for his family and his family's family as well. I mean, how old is he? He's in his like what, early 20s, and is making the sort of career moves that you'd expect someone in their mid-30s to make. I'm not criticizing him. That post is, however, and going back to that post, which I'll show you here again. Yeah. I mean, that post says that he needs better advisors around him. Like, basically, that post is implying that those advisors should tell him to stay at one club for the rest of his career. And I just think to myself, no. Like, why should a player stay at one club for their whole career for sentimental reasons? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, okay, suppose he did stay at Aston Villa for his whole career. Like, imagine if he gets to, say, 25, 26, and he suffers a career-threatening injury. Then what? Honestly, like he can't earn money whilst he's injured, can he? So that's one of the reasons why he's made the moves he's made. He's made the moves he's making. Like, at such a young age, leaving Aston Villa for a club in the Middle East, it may seem bizarre, and if you do find that bizarre, then fair enough. But on the other side of the coin, you've got to think, like, as I mentioned earlier, like, football is a short career, and all it takes is one unfortunate injury for his career to come to an abrupt end, and that's why I believe he's made such moves. Okay, he's gone to Turkey now, but fair play to him. Like, and for me, I don't think that anyone can have anything against him for making the moves that he's made, because he wants to make sure his children and children's children eat good. So he's not just playing for the now, he's playing for the future as well. To go back to that post one more time, I disagree with that post for many reasons, and I'll tell you this: like, if that post is saying that he's being badly advised, like, it's the sentiment within football fans that's talking there. Like, in what world is John Duran being badly advised? Like, he's on great money, more money than most other Premier League players are. Like, when he left Aston Villa, he was on 45k a week, and when he's playing in the Saudi Pro League, he's on 300,000 a week. I mean, yeah, he's on the money that most of us can only dream of, but to go from 45k a week to 300,000 a week, that basically sets him up for life, honestly. Like, yeah, that's just my 2 cents. That's what I'm thinking, but I'd like to know what you think, because and for us older ones as well, like, if you're in your like mid to late 20s or your early 30s, then I think it's time that we look at football through different goggles, rather than the sentiments. We start looking at it through more logical logical goggles, because I think football fans they see one player doing differently, doing something differently like that, and the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, you're playing for money. Like, money's the root of all evil. Oh, by the way, money isn't evil. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents of the whole thing. But let me know what you think.